Hello all and welcome back to the class. Today in this class we'll be learning about the correct usage of adjectives. And let's start the session. So before we learn the rules pertaining to the usage of adjectives, let's try to understand what is an adjective. See, an adjective is something that defines the quality of a noun. Now look at the examples. Ramu is a clever boy. Sita is a sharp girl. Bombay is a big city. And Hanuman is powerful. If you look at in all these four sentences, you have got words like clever, sharp, big, powerful, which are actually defining the qualities of nouns. When I say Ramu is a clever boy, clever is the quality of Ramu. And Sita is a sharp girl, sharp is the characteristic of Sita. And Bombay is a big city, big is defining Bombay. So these are the basic functions of adjectives. Adjectives are used to define the qualities or the characteristics or the features of nouns. And adjectives are used for comparisons also. Look at these examples. Ramu is clever. Ramu is cleverer than Ravi is cleverer than Ramu. Mohan is the cleverest of the three or all boys. So when I say Ramu is clever, clever is the positive form of an adjective that is used to define the quality of a noun, and there are no comparisons here. But if you look at the second example, Ravi is cleverer than Ramu. Here there is a comparison between Ravi and Ramu. Two persons are compared. So you need to make a point here. Whenever two persons or things or places are compared, you are supposed to use a comparative form of an adjective. And look at the third example. Mohan is the cleverest of the three or all boys. So here I have used the superlative form of the adjective cleverest. And here there are more than two persons compared. When I say Mohan is the cleverest of the three, so the comparison is not between two but more than two. Okay, so Mohan is the cleverest of the three, or Mohan is the cleverest of all students. You can say it in either ways. So now let's try to understand the forms of adjectives. Adjectives are generally divided into three forms: positive, comparative, and superlative. So the positive forms are used to refer to the qualities of nouns, and comparative forms are used when there is a comparison between two persons or places or things, and superlatives are used when there are more than two things or persons or places are compared. So try to understand that there are three different forms of adjectives, as I told you, and there are also three different categories. So the first category is rich, richer, richest. So here you can convert the positive form of an adjective into comparative and superlative by adding er and est. Strong, stronger, strongest. Strong is positive, stronger comparative, and strongest is superlative. And the other category is beautiful, more beautiful, and most beautiful. Here you cannot convert beautiful into comparative by adding er. We don't say beautifuler. You need to say more beautiful. And you do not have a word called beautifulest. You say most beautiful. So you need to understand that there are some adjectives that cannot be changed into comparative and superlatives by adding er or est. And the third category is good, better, best. So all three forms of the adjectives are different here. Same is the case with bad, worse, and worst. So do remember these three categories, and you should understand when you come across an adjective, to what category this adjective belongs. Can you convert the positive form of an adjective into comparative and superlative by adding er or est, or do you have to use more or most to convert this form into comparative and superlative, or you have different forms? Fine. So now let's start understanding the usage of adjectives. So here is an example. There are many players who can score runs quickly, but Kohli is the better of all players. Now if you look at this statement here, Kohli is the better of all players. You have used an adjective called better. So immediately you should understand that better is used when there are two persons compared. Now see here in this statement, Kohli is the better of all players. What is better? Better is a comparative form of an adjective. And why do we use the comparative form of an adjective? Look at this table. We use comparative forms to compare two persons or two things: richer, stronger, more beautiful, more interested, better, and worse. These are all comparative forms. Comparative forms are used when there are two persons or places or things compared. Remember. Now see here in this example how many persons are compared. Kohli is the better of all players. So here there are more than two persons compared. That means you are supposed to use a superlative degree here, not the comparative. Hence the correct answer is Kohli is the best of all players. So this is the first rule. Remember.